Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Average Joe Sports, a sports lovers podcast. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the pod today. If you could, please make sure to hit the like button. It helps the channel out a ton and also allows me to continue making more content just like this. So without further ado, let's get right into it. In today's episode, I'm continuing my NFL record predictions, this time going over the NFC East. And in first place, I have the Dallas Cowboys with a record of 11 wins, 6 losses, and 3-3 within the division. Now, how will the defense look with newly appointed defensive coordinator Dan Quinn? Hopefully better than last year. Anything's really better than last year. Started to finally find its legs towards the middle and end part of the year, but it started off on a trajectory of possibly one of the worst in NFL history. Now Dak's coming back from his horrible ankle injury. And how will Zeke look in a bounce-back year? Needs to hold on to the ball. There's no more excuses for this offense. With great wide receivers like Amari Cooper, look for them both to maintain a high target share throughout the season. Gallup also isn't a slouch. He'll get some targets. Last year, of course, everyone knows that he struggled with some drops. So hopefully with Dak throwing those passes, that situation gets cleared up a little bit. Now everybody knows you can only go as far as your O-line takes you. Look at the Chiefs in the Super Bowl last year. So can the O-line of the Cowboys finally do that? Can Smith stay out of injuries? Can they continue to make big holes for Zeke and keep Dak upright is their main objective? Now, a lot of people I know shit on the NFC East, and going off the past few years, I can definitely see why. They open up the season against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tough one to start off with. Moving on, we have the Washington football team with a record of 9 wins, 8 losses, and 4-2 within the division. Old man Fitzpatrick, how long can he be good for? We've seen in the past where he can be almost godly for 2-3 games and then fall directly back to earth. That's just been a career thing. And of course, we saw how it all worked out in Miami last year with the Tua situation and how they put him in there whenever the game was on the line almost. Brian Flores compared him to a closer in baseball. I don't know, man. Fitzpatrick, there has to be a Ryan Fitzpatrick documentary after this man's done with football. And I guarantee every football fan would be lining up to see it. Now the defense is going to keep you in some games. Top 5, strong possibility. Quite possibly the best defensive line in all of football. Chase Young in year 2. Can he prove his dominance once again? I believe he will. I think Chase Young is truly one of those generational talents. Double-digit sacks for sure. Write it in pen. Don't erase it. It's a given. Can Terry McLaurin please stay healthy all year, please? Seems to be a lot to ask for. In third place, we have the New York Football Giants with a record of 8-9 and 5-1 within the division. The O-line looks pretty bad once again. Something they've been trying to fix and have failed within the draft or free agency for the last few years at least. How much longer do they continue the Daniel Jones experiment before they can finally just throw in the First year, of course, had the terrible fumbling problems. Last year, we can blame it on the O-line. This year, we have a lot of questions yet to be answered by Daniel Jones. So we'll see if he answers the opportunity. The additions of Kenny Golladay. Giants are low-key stacked at wide receiver. Shepard, Slayton, all good guys that I really like. Someone needs to come in and prove that they can be a number 2. I mean, are we gonna put Kenny Golladay as a number 1? Injury issues again with that. Picked up Kenny Golladay in my fucking fantasy draft last year, like round 4. Fucked me. Out for 6-7 weeks. And then quite possibly one of the biggest pieces on their team, Saquon Barkley, is looking like he's not going to be ready for week 1 or 2 or maybe even 3. And whenever he does come back, is he going to be able to trust that leg? Is he going to be able to get the push off that he wants? Is he going to be able to accelerate, decelerate? Is he going to have trust in the offensive line? I'm not saying that that's Saquon, but that mental block could be there. But the defense is legit. And if they can sneak a game or 2, the Giants could be a sneaky, sneaky team. Be on the lookout for them. And in last place, we have the Philadelphia Eagles with a record of 4 wins, 13 losses, and 0-6 within the division. Nick Sirianni, new coach. How well will he do? I know there's a lot of people in the media right now just going in on him for not being able to really lead a team, not being able to lead a press conference. It takes a lot of work to do, and they kind of just plucked him out of nowhere. That's why I continue to think to myself, why can't guys like Eric Bieniemy get a job? And I don't want to hear, oh, the Chiefs have been in deep playoff runs the last 3 years. They really want to get the coach figured out before that time. Give me a break, man. Nick Sirianni over fucking Eric Bieniemy. You must be fucking kidding yourself. But we get to see how Jalen Hurts looks in a full year at quarterback. A lot of people have him high in fantasy. Came on strong in the last 4 games last year. I could sway one way or the other on whether or not I really like Jalen Hurts. The jury's still out on that one. But you trade up with the Cowboys, a division rival, a couple spots to number 9. Draft Devonta Smith. Not Devontae Smith. I'm fucking tired of hearing people call him Devontae Smith. It's Devonta Smith. So, of course, he wins the Heisman last year. When he came out, everybody was calling him skinny. Whether or not he'd be able to take on defenders, I don't think he'll have a problem with that. But the Eagles have not been lucky when it comes to wide receivers recently. Let's hope he can change the recent mishaps and hopefully join Zach Ertz. The defense is aging out. Kelsey is the only person on the offensive line putting in any work, it seems like. That's going to be a big question. Will they be able to get the running game going, to get the play action with Jalen Hurts going? I don't know. But don't be completely surprised if it's a disaster in Philly. Alright guys, let's get a quick recap on those NFC East record predictions. In first place, I have the Dallas Cowboys with a record of 11 wins and 6 losses and 3-3 within the division. In second place, I have the Washington Football Team with a record of 9 wins, 8 losses and 4-2 within the division. In third place, I have the New York Football Giants with a record of 8 wins, 9 losses, and 5-1 within the division. And in last place, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, Fly Eagles Fly, with a record of 4 wins, 13 losses, and 0-6 within the division. That will do it for today's episode of Average Joe Sports, a Sports Lovers podcast. I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll be back for another episode soon.